After a simple weight loss injection, she couldn't even drink water without feeling sick. And the strongest part? At first, no one knew why. Madeline was completely fine the day before, eating normally, living normally, no warning signs at all. And then something changed. Not suddenly in a dramatic way, but quietly within days. This case was reported in 2016 in Australia, where the woman named Madeline was involved. Madeline was 32. Her life wasn't extreme in any direction. A full-time job, a 6-year-old son, and a normal routine. She wasn't trying to reinvent herself, just feel a little better in her own body. That was it. No obsession, no urgency. But then she noticed something that caught her attention. A friend of hers had started losing weight, and not in the usual way. No strict dieting, no exhausting workouts, just a weekly injection of Ozempic. At first, Madeline didn't think much of it. It sounded almost too simple. Her friend explained it casually. It just reduces your appetite, that's all. No warning tone and no concern. And that's what made it feel safe, because if it was something dangerous, it probably wouldn't sound this normal. So Madeline made a decision, just once, just to see. At first, nothing felt wrong. In fact, it felt like it was working exactly as expected. She wasn't constantly thinking about food anymore. She got full faster. There was even a small sense of relief, like she had finally found something simple that actually worked. Almost too simple. But then, something shifted. It started small. A light nausea. Nothing dramatic, just enough to notice, but not enough to worry. Then eating began to feel strange, not painful, just off. A few bites in and she was already full, uncomfortably full. Even water started to feel heavy inside her stomach. But she kept telling herself the same thing. This is probably normal. A few days later, that assumption stopped holding. The nausea didn't fade, it deepened. Eating became almost impossible, not because she avoided food, but because her body rejected it. Even small amounts created a feeling of overload. And then came the vomiting. First occasional, then repeated, then unavoidable. At that point, it wasn't uncertainty anymore. Something was clearly wrong. She went to the hospital. Doctors start with the usual questions. At first, everything looked normal until she mentioned one detail, almost casually, the injection. And immediately, the direction of the case changed. Ozempic works by slowing down how fast the stomach processes food. That's the mechanism behind the weight loss. Food stays longer in the stomach. You feel full sooner. You eat less. But in some cases, that slowdown doesn't stay within limits. Digestion becomes excessively delayed. Food doesn't move forward the way it should. It just remains. And the body isn't designed to handle that for long. For Madeline, the effects became impossible to ignore. Normal eating was gone. Comfortable drinking was gone. Even basic digestion became unpredictable. Her body wasn't responding the way it used to be. And what makes it unsettling is this. None of it began with something that felt dangerous. It began with something that felt routine. That's what makes cases like these difficult to process, because there was no obvious moment of risk, no clear warning, no immediate fear, just a simple decision made without hesitation. Let me try this. But sometimes the body doesn't evaluate intentions. It only responds to outcomes. And those outcomes don't always arrive immediately.